Cycle Italia, and today we're going to demonstrate bike washing without high pressure. High pressure can speed things up if you have a lot of bikes to wash, but it's not good for your bike overall. Now we'll look at brushes. You can buy various kinds at your auto parts store or special brush kits from your local bike shop. But you want to have a brush for each task. One to clean the handlebar tape, one to brush the frame, one to get into little bits around where the wheels are and the brakes. You also want to have a little dish for your solvent, and as well as something to hold the chain in place. And then you need buckets. One for soap, one for water, and a sponge for each, plus another little sponge for your dirty drivetrain bits. Now we want to put our solvent on the drivetrain. This little cut-off water bottle works pretty well, and a little brush. You want to get this on the chain rings and on the chain. Try not to end up with a lot of it dripping down onto your bottom bracket axle if you can. Clean the pulley wheels, back side of the derailleur, the front side, and finish with a little on the cogs. Next, you're ready for soap. Start out, big sponge. Let that work while your drivetrain solvent is doing its work. Then you can start on the handlebar tape. White tape is always harder to clean than black, but all of it looks a lot better if you use a specific little brush for it. Next, we'll clean the rest of the frames. This is what this big brush works well for. You do the levers, top tube, down tube. Let the soap get a little action going on all of the upper parts of the bike. Use the cone-shaped brush for under the brakes and under the saddle, places like that. Now you want to go ahead and clean your drivetrain. The solvent has had a little chance to work. If you use this sponge that you can throw away when you're done, and clean everything up really nicely with this. This way you get all the grime off before you start cleaning the rest of the bike. Make sure you clean under the bottom bracket where the cables run, and under the chain stays where lots of grime piles up. This cone-shaped brush works well for places in here. Get all the grime off. Now we start with the wheels. That cone-shaped brush works well to get in there, inside the hub. Do both of those real quick. Next, the spokes. Outside of the hubs. Finish up with the rims and tires. And the cone-shaped brush between the spokes. Now we're ready to rinse. You can load up your sponge with water, rinse everything off. This is important, obviously, to rinse off all of the salt and corrosion, but it also doesn't put any high pressure water into the bearings, places you don't want it. Finish up with rinsing the wheels like that. And with a rinse. Okay, and we've got everything rinsed. Now we're going to wipe things down. You can use furniture polish, or you can buy special stuff from your bike shop that makes things nice and shiny. Basically, all you want to do is wipe things off. This is a good time to inspect things as well, looking for cracks, especially if you have a carbon fiber bike. Keep a good eye on things where the rag snags on. Take a good look at everything as you're wiping things down. You can also take a junky rag that you don't care about and wipe your drivetrain solvent off, as well as the rest of the drivetrain. Then you can continue with the rest of the drive. Now that the wheels are all rinsed off, give them a little spin. And then you can clean in between the cogs where you put your solvent with that same grungy rag you used for the rest of the drivetrain. Kind of like flossing your teeth. Don't forget behind the last one. Now you're ready to put the wheel back on the bike. Okay, now we're ready to put the rear wheel back in. We take out our little chain keeper. Put the rear wheel back on. And we're basically done. So now you want to put the front wheel on, let it set out in the sun to dry. And if you do this regularly, your bike will be much happier, and so will your mechanic when you do have to take it in for service. So I hope this helped you learn how to wash your bike and keep it running happier longer.